People who absolutely love their lives. What's your story? My grandfather gave me a pocket watch when I was young, and I fell in love with the combination of art and science in watchmaking. My parents bought me books. I read online, and I learned everything I could about watches and watchmaking. At 16, I landed an internship at a jewelry store near my hometown and started replacing batteries and sizing watch bracelets. I decided that I wanted to be a watchmaker in high school. Wasn't going to help me get there. So I graduated early and went to watchmaking school. Now I work as a watchmaker in that same jewelry store. Now in my own workshop. Repairing and restoring. Primarily Rolex. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else doing anything else. I love it because I know what it's like to have hated it. I used to weigh 550 plus pounds. I fully expected that the rest of my life would be spent alone and uncomfortable. A doctor convinced me to try bariatric surgery. I lost 350 plus pounds and now I'm out in the Rocky Mountains. Dimming mountains for fun. My low expectations still haven't adjusted though. So every day is so much better than anything I could ever have hoped for. Had a near-death experience where I remember my last thought not being able to finish my favorite TV series. Made me realize that my bucket list wasn't a complex sort of thing. It could range from something as simple as taking a different route to the shop or just having the guts to actively start a conversation with my NYber of 11 years who ICE never said anything beyond a hello to. Or even just plain finishing what I started. Nothing pleases more than just finishing something. Edit. Okay, so a lot of people keep asking me about the show and I'm sorry this might disappoint. It was largely sentimental. It was just a local show called I Number. I like it because it always started playing when my mom was back from work, and it was one of the few shows we could watch together before she fell asleep from exhaustion. I'm B years sober and have severe depressive disorder. I was drinking to self-medicate for my depression that I didn't really think I had an active addiction. If I take my meds and don't drink, every day I wake up is the best day of my life. I grew up poor. Poor like sometimes not having heat through the winter or enough food as a kid. Was homeless as a teen and struggled all through my 20s with mental health issues and creating stability. My kids have a middle-class upbringing and I'm so grateful to be able to give them that. I'm grateful for everything. When it's raining, I thank God for the roof over my head, heat in the winter, my bed at night. I'm not rich by any means, but I'm so happy to be where I am. Thank you for the award, kind stranger. And I give all the thanks to the Most High. Any thanks for all the love on this thread. My faith is everything. And stay blessed. Married my best friend. Got into a career I was sort of passionate about. Not my number one choice in the world, but it's good. I plan out my weekends so I have things every week to look forward to. I have goals in my hobbies to work towards. That's a huge one. Always have something to work towards in your personal life. I am trying to make a dining room set with woodworking and want to eventually have most of the furniture and stuff in my house made by me. Thank you everybody for your responses. I recently saw that this pandemic had affected the suicide rate in the world. People are more stressed, anxious, and mental health issues are on the rise. Hopefully someone read your story and was inspired to keep going no matter what. Life is a gift. Take care of yourselves, guys, and love yourself. Fit. Met a cute redhead whose personality is almost the exact opposite of mine. Outgoing, bubbly, connects very well with all types of other people. We became really good friends. We started dating about 2 years later. We got married about 8 months after that. We've had some struggles, mostly because of my own inability to communicate effectively, but we are very happy together now. Over 20 years later. I was addicted to heroin and meth and now I am not. I have accomplished a bunch of stuff and generally just appreciate how happy and healthy I am now. Grew up in very poor farm in Pakistan. Now after immigrating to the US I work a salaried job. Graduated from University of Illinois. Working on my master's at Harvard to achieve my goal of becoming a scientist and keep living the American dream. I know things are not great here in the US considering the climate. But I'm thankful to live here. Some people may disagree with my life choices here, but I am happy, so here goes. I live in the UK and started working in a pub at 16 as a glass collector. I was studying cookery at college and quickly learned I didn't want to just cook. I wanted to run the whole show. My parents took on their own pub, and since they did that, I fell in love with the whole lifestyle. I have no children and no partner. And I don't plan on changing that anytime soon. I am very close to having my own pub at 24 years old and I cannot wait. I'm close to having my dream job before I am 30. My own car, an awesome family, 3 beautiful dogs, and more money than I could have imagined at this age. Lockdown 2.0 will prove a challenge, but if we come through it, it'll be living the dream. Edit. My first silver. Thank you, kind stranger. I'm depressed. I have a myriad of incurable physical and mental problems. But god damn it, I get to see my favorite person every day. And I have a job that isn't hard and pays relatively well for someone who doesn't need to be self-sufficient. I fucking love my life. And I wouldn't have it any other way. You're probably going to read a lot of the stories people post here and think, damn. All these people won the lottery of life. And for many of them it is true. It is much easier to be happy and content when life deals you a fair hand. And to be bitter when life doesn't turn out the way you planned. But even those born with silver spoons in their mouths don't always end up happy or satisfied. Humans are incredibly adept at adaptation. And the downside of this is that we quickly lose perspective and become absorbed in our own experience, forgetting either where we've come from or where those around us are at. Which begs the question, how do we find happiness where we are now, instead of chasing the happiness we want? There are probably a few different answers to this question, but for me the answer is gratitude. When we treat even the simplest pleasures in life as joyful experiences, they become bigger than they are and minimize the negatives that surround us. When I wake up to a warm sunny day, I revel in the beauty of the world illuminated by the cosmic force that gives us life. When I wake up to a rainy day, I make myself a delicious cup of coffee and spend some time savoring it, while appreciating the warm apartment I am blessed to be able to afford. Next time you do something, find something, or eat something you enjoy, just take a moment to savor it. Appreciate what it does for you, and what you love about it. I know this sounds like hippie crap, because it is, but if you act like the world is out to love you instead of out to get you, you'll start to believe it. I'm just happy to be alive.